Okay, so for those of you who are watching this on recording, we are using a ball today and small head cushion as normal. I think that's pretty much all we need. We're going to do a bit of sliding work in the warm-up as well, so but you shouldn't really need any equipment for that. So let's start with just your feet together first of all, and then turn your toes out and bring your heels out so your feet are parallel. And then from here, just think of the long line coming up from your ankles, through your knees, through your hips, coming up through your waist, up through the back of your ribs, gradually lengthening out through the spine, up through your shoulders, and then up through the back and the top of your head. Okay, from here, we're going to gently shrug the shoulders up, let them drop down, and let the elbows start to soften and the wrists start to soften and the fingers start to soften. From your feet, you're going to roll onto the outside of your feet and then rolling inwards, so you're on your big toes now, the little toes come off the floor, and 2 or 3 movements through your feet, and then come back and find the middle position where you've got a little bit of an arch under your instep. And then with that long line we've created through your heels, up through the back of your head, you're going to close your eyes softly and then lean that long line forward, pressing down through your heels, relaxing through your toes, and trying to take that line forward. And then slowly come back till you feel balanced, until you feel that your toes can just relax and that they're doing very little work. And then we're going to lean backwards. Getting toes very soft on the floor. Just feel how your body has to adjust. Is it through your abs, through your middle? Are your ribs arching? So if so, just soften your ribs. Are your shoulders coming forward? If so, just bring them back to the middle position. And then just try and relax through the arms. Have you looked up? So do you need to nod your nose down a little bit? And then slowly back to the middle. Okay, leaning all your weight over towards your left side. Again, almost relax the feet away from you as you stretch up through your head. Back through the middle and then over towards the right side. Again, relax the feet away from you as you lengthen that line all the way up through to the top of your head. Come back to the middle. So eyes still closed, and then just take a second to really focus in on that point between heel, the big toe, the little toe of your left and your right side, and see if you can get your weight absolutely over the middle. And then slowly breathing in to prepare. As you breathe out, slowly open your eyes. So hopefully the whole body is feeling nicely balanced now. And then we're going to take the ball up to shoulder height. And we'll start off with some easy shoulder shrugs. So just gliding up and back down. Book balanced on top of your head. Ball is going to stay still, or your cushion, whatever you've decided to use. So some nice easy glides. Okay, on the next one, you're going to bring the shoulders down and just control. And then here, just check, is your pelvis in neutral? Are the ribs controlled? And then we're going to reach your arms forward to separate the shoulder blades and then glide them back. So reach forwards and back, forwards and back. While we're doing the gliding, the shoulders are going to stay down away from your ears, and you're keeping tall through the top of your head. Okay, one more, and then come back and find the middle position. So from the front now, we're going to just turn through the neck. So you're going to gently turn your neck to the right, and then to the left. So think about the shoulders dropping away from your ears. Keeping the front of the neck and your shoulders as relaxed as possible. And then you're going to keep your nose still, and we're just going to turn the shoulders and the ball to one side, back to the middle, and then over to the other side. So headlights on your pelvis are going to stay fairly still, just starting to move through the shoulders and the upper back. So getting a bit of a stretch behind at your shoulder blades. And then on the next one, you can turn your nose away from the ball. So both arms are staying straight. Don't force this one. Just go to, some of you feel a bit tight through your shoulders, your upper back. Might feel like quite a strong stretch. So just start off gently. So nose going one way, ball going the other way. One more to either side. One more. Okay, and back to the middle. Give those arms and shoulders a little bit of a shake. Let's go for the chest opening. So from here, ball in front, one arm stays still. You're going to turn your chest and your nose to follow the ball. And then come back to the middle. And then repeat. So first few again, you're going to think about headlights of your pelvis staying fairly straight forward. This will allow you to stretch a little bit further than the last exercise. Upper body should be getting nicely warmed up now. If your shoulders are okay, let's go into backstroke. Okay, so feet nice and relaxed, just check they're soft still. The front arm is almost going to reach forward a tiny bit away from you, so lengthen out through your arms, through your chest. And then we're going to go into front crawl, so this forward circle. I think I've got my heating on too high in here, starting to sweat already. So turn the chest, circle round. Turn the chest, circle round. Okay, two more either side. So let's go 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Okay, good. Give your arms a shake. So we're going to go feet slightly wide and hip width apart, and we're going to take it into some squats. Again, any dodgy knees, we just soften and straighten, soften and straighten. So from here, we're going to reach forward, aiming your bum backwards. Try and check your weight through your bum is centre, not over one side or the other. And then the way forward, squeeze your glutes at the top, push your hips forward. So we're going to press forward and then pull back in at the top. So squeeze on the way up. Reach behind you, control the ribs and the pelvis at the top. And we're going to go for 5 more, so whichever level, however deep you want to go into it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one we're going to hold. If your shoulders are okay, we're going to lift up above the head and then back down. If they're not, just do some movements to halfway back to your knees. So reaching up and then back down. Tricky this one, we're trying to stay in the squat. So you need good mobility around your hips and your shoulders and your upper back. Your quads and your glutes are going to be working. 2 more. 1. I think I said 5, that's more than 5 surely. And back. Good. Okay, put it back in. Give your legs well-deserved shake. Okay, let's go for a little bit of balance and coordination with the marching. Let's see how long it takes to drop the ball. So we're going to do some super slow ones first of all. So you're going to take your left hand round, you're going to march your left knee, and then come back up to the top. At the top, we're going to reverse the circle. Now let's go super, super slow. And what you're aiming for is, when you're on the one leg, a really long line from your heel all the way up through to the top of your head. Okay, so as you change your weight from one leg to the other, your body will move, because the centre of gravity will change over the base support. So there'll always be a slight movement from side to side, but see if you can make it as minimal as possible, so that you're stood up really tall. Long line from your heel all the way through to the top of your head. Okay, you're going to do one more on each leg. So the ball's going from the outside underneath the leg through to the inside and back up, and then we're going to reverse. So this time it's opposite arm, opposite leg, so we pass underneath and back. And this one we're going to go a little bit quicker. So now you've got your balance, think about where your feet are landing and just try and get them to land on the same spot each time. Also think really long arms and legs, so as you're lifting your knee, you're keeping up tall and you're not having to reach through your middle too much. Try and keep up tall. So you've got book balanced on your head and you want to keep that book still. Okay, so now we're going to get a little bit quicker and we're going to go for 10 quick ones. Okay, so ready? On your next one, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and come back. Are your feet still in the same position? Hopefully, just about. Good. Okay. Give your ankles a shake. So, going to go into a. Depends what surface you're on. If you're on something that's a little bit slidey, like my mat, then you should be okay. We're going to go out into a little bit of a lateral lunge. Now, I'll give you 2 variations. So if you're on carpet and you've got socks on, you might find that you can slide your leg anyway. If you're on a wooden or a tiled floor, it should slide okay. You might want to use your head cushion or a little towel just to slide out. If you're on a shiny surface, that'll make it a little bit easier. Actually, yeah, I'm going to use my head cushion. Now, if you find that whatever surface you're on and whatever footwear you just can't slide, then what you can do is you can just balance on the one leg, and while we do the reaches and the slides, you can just either balance or just practice softening this knee and straightening it. So from the side, you're not going to worry how low you go. It's just a very small knee bend and back up. You're almost trying to pull in through your bum. Now, when you do the leg slide, you're going to do the same thing. We're going to soften the knee, slide out, and then put it back in. Now, don't worry how low you go. You're going to aim headlights forward and then bringing them back in, so the headlights aren't rotating. This foot is going to stay straight forward, so it's not going to rotate out to the side. This knee is going to stay straight. Okay, now we're actually going to keep most of the weight over this stance leg, so as you go forward you can reach forward with the ball and then push back in. Don't worry how low you go, work on the quality in your movement. And again, don't want any knee pain with this one. If you warm up and you feel good or you're used to doing these, then you can go a little bit lower, but just try and get the technique right. Okay, I'm going to go 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And back up. Good. Okay. Hopefully you're feeling that a little bit in your glute on your stance leg. You might feel your calf a bit as well. Let's go to the other side. So same on the other leg. So again, if you want to, you can just do the small knee bends and back as you go. Okay, so we just go through our checklist. So first of all, make sure the headlights on your pelvis are forward and you're not rotating. Okay, secondly, check the leg that's sliding out is forward and not out to the side. Thirdly, this knee's straight, but it's not bending. And then finally, most of our weight is over the stance leg, so that at the end of the movement you can keep your weight on the stance leg, almost tapping your toes, and then come back up, and the kneecap, second or third toe, not coming over the big toes. So there's a lot going on these ones. We're going to go 5 more. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Back up tall, good. Again, give your glutes a whack on that side. I'm going to remove the head cushion now. And then we're going to do, again, we're going to tie it in with a little bit of a lunge and a little bit of balance to finish the warm-up. So feet on train tracks, maybe very slightly wider. We're going to come back into a lunge. Step forward so I didn't kick the wall. Come back into lunge position and then reach forward. You don't have to do the lunge if your knees are creaky, you might just do a step. You're going to pull it back into the middle and then reach up and then come back down. So we're going to stay on the one leg. Oops, reach out and down. We're going to aim for 8 on each leg. So that's number 3. Remember, some of you might just do a step, pull it in, reach up and down. So number 5, some of you might be going with a full lunge. Last 3, 2, and 1. Okay, excellent work. Slowly down. Leg's going to work out today. Okay, so let's change to the other leg. So first one, you might just step, check you've got your balance, pull back in and back up. So I'm losing my balance. So as you're warming up, you can stretch a bit further. So we've got 4 left. 1. Oh dear, balance is letting me down. 2, 3. Last one. 4. Back down. Good work. Give your ankles a shake. If you've got a ball, you can place it to the side now. So let's give the calves a good stretch out. So feet hip width apart, front leg forward, hips forward, back foot forward, and then gently lengthen away. So long through your middle fingers all the way through the back of the heel. Slowly coming back to the middle. Okay, and change sides. Reaching up and then gently over. And then back up to the middle. Okay, good. We're just standing quad stretch. If you struggle to get your heel, then you can use, if you've got a towel handy, you can wrap a towel around the front of your shin and hold that position. I'm not so worried about the balance on here. If you're okay with quad stretching, take your heel to your bum and again push your hips forward, bring your thigh back. So don't want you falling over. If you're confident with your balance here, then you can just hold into that position. And we're pushing the hips forward so you get stretched down the front of your thigh. So and then slowly coming back down. So if you're okay with your balance, go here. Otherwise, So for those of you happy with that, off you go. I'll just show you the towel around the shin again. So put the towel around your shin first before you lift the leg, otherwise your hamstring can go into cramp. And then we come back up, you can hold on, come back up to where you're comfortable, control the ribs, control the pelvis, and then just go to where you're happy with your knee, and then bring the thigh backwards. I think I probably don't add in enough stretches for your quads in this class, so I'm going to try and make it a regular one. Always do your hamstrings and your glutes, but probably neglected your quads and hip flexor stretches. Okay, good. Coming back down. So, roll downs. We do 2 roll downs. So heels, bum, head and shoulders back in a straight line, breathing into prepare. As you breathe out, chin coming down to your chest, coming down through your upper back, through the middle of your back, through your lower back, one level at a time to where you're comfortable. We do some small arm circles. And then reverse them. Okay, breathing in at the bottom. And as you breathe out, we're going to scoop your pelvis underneath you. Gradually stack the vertebrae at one level at a time. Dodge your shoulders, keep your hands low. Otherwise, we go palms out wide. Shoulders down away from your ears, soften the ribs. And then gently lifting the breastbone up to the sky. And chance to slowly breathing down through the side and back of your ribs. And on that out breath, let the shoulders drop down away from your ears. Let any tension flow away through your upper body and your neck. And then any tension flow away through your lower body, your feet, your ankles, away through the mats. Next out breath, roll down number 2. And this one you can go down in your own time, bringing the arm circles as you're comfortable. And then when you're happy with the stretch, you can come down towards the mat. Whilst I turn my heating off before I melt. Okay, so grab a drink if you need to. So, we're going to start off with a small head cushion in place. In our rest position, on your backs, and the ball can go between your knees to start off with. So, depending on the size of the ball or cushion you're using, your feet should probably be about hip width apart. Stretch your hands down towards your heels, and then just let your shoulder blades drop behind you onto the mat. Lengthen your back of your neck, so nod your nose down a fraction. Tilt your pelvis backwards and forwards. Coming to find the middle position. And then soften your ribs. So we're going to start off with hundreds in this position. So gently pulsing through your arms and long arms, straight elbows, straight wrists, straight fingers. And a chance to start with the breathing. So you're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a nice relaxed breathing pattern, trying to coordinate it with the arm pulses. And let's add in a ball squeeze on the breath out. So in to prepare and then breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, squeeze the ball and release, 2, 3, 4, 5, squeeze the ball, 2, 3, 4, 5 and release, 4, 5. Okay, so now we're relaxed through your neck, relax through your upper shoulders, your arms are pulsing, Your pelvis is in neutral, you're bringing in the knee squeeze and then releasing as you go. And we're going to work on a couple of different variations in this position. When you do the ball squeeze, think about the inner thighs working and then bringing the pelvic floor muscles a little, and think about the contraction going into the lower tummy. So working right around your middle. Okay, so from here, going to add in a couple of different variations. If you can just carry on at this level. If you're feeling strong today and you want to work in double tabletop, then we can bring the knees up to this position, okay? If you're somewhere between the two, you can lower the lever by dropping your heels towards your bum. That will make it a little bit easier if you get tired, or otherwise just come back and continue with the ball squeezes on the flat. So if you're happy with double tabletop, you're going to hold it there, and then whichever version you're doing, we're going to change to palms up. And you can still add in the squeezes and release. So squeeze and release. Squeeze, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. Okay, remember, if you get tired, drop your heels down or place your feet back on the floor. Okay, and then last position in your hundreds is we're going to turn your palms inwards. And if you want to take it up one more level, you can curl your upper body into abdominal crunchy position. But only do this one if you've got no neck pain, if you've got good neck control. Otherwise, just come back down and work in this position. And we're going to count it down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, slowly coming back down, feet down. Okay, and then you can bring your knees in towards your chest. I'm going to keep the ball between my knees. Gentle hug of your knees in towards your chest, and then back out to arm's length. I'm just going to take the knees gently from one side to the other. Okay, and then coming back down. From here, going to go into crunchies, and again, we're going to do 2 sets, 2 different levels. So work on the level you're comfortable with. As ever, you can have your hands behind your head or down by your side if you want to work on your upper body control and you don't get too tight through your neck. So breathing in to prepare, breathing out, you can curl forwards, breathing in to come back down. So trying to slide the ribs towards your pelvis, breathing out all the way up, in all the way down. Okay, we're going to do 5 more. We're going to aim 15 today. If you get too tired, have a mini break. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, going to go into obliques. You're going to have your right hand behind your head, left hand hovered slightly off the floor. Breathing in to prepare, breathing out, curl it up and across, in to come down. So you can do 10 to either side, so halfway. Okay, one more. Okay, and then we go straight across to the other side. Left hand behind your head, right hand down by your waist. Breathing to prepare, breathing out. Curl up and across. In to come down. Okay, so 4 more. 3, just check your shoulders are down away from your ears. Your neck is soft and relaxed. You've got that imaginary apple between your chin and your chest. Last one. Okay, good work. So mini stretch, you can take your arms overhead and your legs away. Just let everything sink back down into the floor. Coming back to the middle. Okay, so crunchies set number 2. We can work on the same with the knee squeeze. If you're feeling strong today, you can go into double tabletop. So choose which one you want to work on. Again, hands can either be here or here. Going to breathe in to prepare. And on this one, as you breathe out, you can add in the squeeze as well for an extra little bit of muscle work. And we're just going to do 10 for the second set. Three left. Gone quiet because I'm working hard on these. 8, 9, 10, especially when you add that ball squeeze in. And then we're going to go straight to obliques, hands behind your head for this one. And we're going to come to alternate movements. These are going to hurt. If you get tired, put your feet down. I might need to. So breathing out on the way up. We're halfway, that's 10. Got 10 more. I'm not sure I'm going to make it. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, nearly there. One more. 1. Oh, good. Bring those knees in towards your tummy. Well done if you stuck with that. We'll place the ball to one side actually. Hug your left knee towards your chest and let your right leg drop away. That's the ab work completed, you'll be pleased to know. And then change legs. I think I did say on the weekend workout, we didn't do much ab work on the weekend workout. I'm sure you've all downloaded it and, or not downloaded it, I'm sure you've all accessed it and done it by the way. Okay, back to the middle. Let's get the ball back and we put the ball between your knees and we're going to a little bit of bridging for this one. So bring your heels back in towards your bum. Stretch your hands down towards your feet. You don't need a neck cushion for the bridges. Breathing into prepare, breathing out, roll back backwards, peeling up one level at a time. So we work the glutes in your core, the abs, upper abs will get a little bit of a break. Relax. So number 2, breathing out, breathe in to hold, and then breathing out to come back down. Breath in to hold at the bottom. Number 3, let's hold it up at the top. We go arms up above your shoulders. Dodgy shoulders, you can just drop your arms to your waist and bring them back to where you're comfortable. Otherwise, we're going to scissor one arm overhead, one arm down to your waist, back through the middle, and then repeat again. And then we're going to work on a few ball squeezes in this position. So squeeze to scissor, release to come back. Squeeze to scissor, release to come back. I think my legs are still tired from the standing work in the warm-up. Feeling nicely fatigued already. So squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Okay, one more, and then you're just going to check your position. Is your bum still scooped? Are your ribs still controlled? Are you in a straight line? Have your hips dropped at all? Okay, let's come back to the scissors. If you need to come down for a little bit of a break, then do so. Come down, have a little bit of a break, and then come back up to join us. So breathe out to scissor squeeze, breathe in to come back to the middle. Two more. Okay, just come back to the middle again and just check your position. Have you dropped? I think I've dropped a little bit. Ribs are starting to go. Okay, roll back down, one level at a time. Oh, definitely feeling my bum there. Knees in towards your chest. And then again, just gently take your knees from one side to the other. Okay, so let's go for one more version of the bridging. Going to give you a slightly easier version and then a harder one. So only do the harder one if you're used to it. So the slightly easier version is going to be working your technique. So in the middle, drop the left side an inch or a centimetre even, just centimetre, half an inch, come back up. Right side, squeeze back up. And then both sides, and then squeeze back up. So real small movement. If you know you're always working on your ribs and working on trying to get your hips a bit higher, this is the one to work on, okay? So you can work on your technique. If you're happy with bridging, you want to work a bit harder today, we're going to go for one-legged bridges. So you can have toes pointed, ball between your knees, hands lightly on the floor, and then lifting up. And we're going to go for 10 on each leg. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just check your arms aren't gripping too hard. 8, 9. One more. 10. Coming back down. Good. Okay, other side. Get yourself set. Lifting up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. Good. Okay. Let's place the ball down to one side. We'll have a little stretch of the legs. So first of all, we'll go feet together, knees apart, and just let the knees gently drop down towards the floor. After all of the ball squeezes, we just stretch out through the inner thighs. Again, chance to just relax your breathing, and on the out breath, just think about letting any points of contact with the floor just go heavy. So the shoulder blades, the back of your head, your elbows, your hands, your glutes, your feet, just sinking into the floor when you stretch. Okay, and then if you've got something handy to stretch your legs, which I haven't, you're going to have to reach for it. We go for a hamstring stretch in this position as well. So stretching out to where you're comfortable, and then you can straighten the other leg away down the floor. Okay, slowly coming down from there and repeat on the other leg. Okay, stretching the other leg away as you're comfortable. Okay, slowly coming out of the stretch then. I have no idea what time it is. Right, we've got about 12 minutes left. So that's good. So we will go through. Let's do a little bit of work on our sides then, and then finish with a stretch for your upper body. So we're going to go onto your side first of all. We're going to end up in our clam position. If you've got a ball, you can use the ball. It's going to go behind your knee. I'm not quite sure how well it would work with a cushion. You can try it by all means. I'm not sure how successful it will be. So we're going to be in our clam position, upper arms stretched above your head, pelvis neutral, soften the ribs, and then bring the hips over slightly, and then we're going to stretch the leg back behind you to stretch out over the front of the thigh and the quads, and then coming back to the middle. So just stretching behind and then release. So don't worry how far the knee comes forward. It's more for the stretch as it goes backwards and then release. Okay, I'm going to do two more. Got my leggings on today, and I think the ball sticks a little bit easier. Might have to remember that one. Okay, good. So from here, ball's now going to go between your feet, and we'll stretch the feet away. Just take a second to get your upper body lined up again. Okay, so on this one, your hand can be on the floor lightly if you want it to be. Just be aware of how many fingers you've got, or if you're feeling good with your balance, you can have it on top of your hip. You're going to pull your toes back up towards you this way for a bit of stability. And you're just going to start off by squeezing the underneath leg against the ball, similar to the ring one we did at the weekend. Just to work on your balance in this position. So underneath leg is squeezing against the ball, but we're not lifting it. You're just matching the pressure with your upper leg. 2 more. And then from here, and again, you may need your hand on the floor, we're going to reach the top of the pelvis away slightly, just to give you that little bit of a gap under your waist, and then we're going to lift both legs and then come back down. So reaching away and then back down, reaching away and back down, and do 5 more. Excellent work. Okay, so changing sides. Changing into the mat if you need to. So what we're doing, we're going ball behind the knee first of all. Stretching your arm up. So starting in that clam position, find neutral, and then gently stretching back, and then releasing. So reach in, stretching over the front of the thigh, and release. So a lot going on here to control through your ribs, pelvis neutral, underneath arms stretched up with your head and your shoulders relaxed. Again, I always feel that benefit from a bit of feedback either with my hand in my lower back, checking that my lower back stays quiet and isn't arching, or again trying to glue the ribs towards the pelvis, that there's no movement, that I'm not arching forward, separating through my ribs. So this lot's stable, and I can drive backwards with the glute. Three more. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, release to the middle. Balls between your feet. Pull your toes back up towards you. Okay, so hand either lightly on the floor or on your hips. We start off with the underneath legs squeezing into the ball and then releasing. So remember, easy level would be your hands on the floor. We're just doing some static squeezes. Okay, and then we're going to go for the staggered leg lift. So reaching away and then coming back down. Reaching away and then coming back down. Hand can be lightly on the floor. Okay, and we'll go 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Excellent work. Slowly coming back, we put the ball down to one side and coming back up onto your hands and knees in this position. So let's just kind of come back into your shell stretch first of all, to where you're comfortable. So we're slowly breathing down through the side and back of your ribs. Just gently sinking down into our points of contact. And then coming forward onto your hands and knees. From here, we're going to bring the shoulders down away from your ears and then take it into a cat stretch. So think of a wave coming in through your bum, starting right lower down in your pelvis, and then gradually coming up one level of your spine at a time, up through your shoulder blades, up through the top of your head, and then release, let your pelvis follow the wave back up through your spine, coming all the way up through to the top of your head. So waves coming in at your pelvis again, you're going to follow up through the back one level at a time, gradually coming up through your shoulders, through to the top of your head, and then reverse through your hips, slowly coming up your back. Okay, one more. And then coming back to the middle position. In the middle position, we're going to do thread needles. So nose following your middle finger, trying to keep the head back in line with the body so it doesn't drop too much, and then lifting up and out, and then repeating. Okay, one more. Good, back onto the other side. Two more. Okay, good. So back into our shell stretch variation with your elbows and your wrists together. Keep those elbows tightly together, keep the wrists down. Coming back to where you're comfortable. So nice stretch through your shoulder blades if you're a bit tight there. And then coming into your downward dog stretch, so onto your toes and then pushing backwards, pushing on through your arms, aiming your bum back over your heels if you can, aiming the heels into the floor, and then we just slowly walk feet forward, one at a time. So where you're comfortable today, and then slowly bring yourself back up with a reverse roll up. Excellent work. Okay, so we go feet hip width apart. Grab a drink, find your balance. Let your blood pressure in your head come back to normal from coming upright. And then let's just finish with finding the middle position and a little bit of relaxed breathing. So feet at hip width, we're all outwards onto the toes, inwards, and find the middle. Coming up through your pelvis, tilt one way, tilt the other way, find the middle. Okay, shrug your shoulders up and back down, and then just release them. Bring your shoulders forwards, backwards, and then find the middle. And then gently lengthen through the back of your neck. Okay, not all the way, just to the middle. Breathing in through the side and back of the rib cage, and as you breathe out, let any tension flow away through the shoulders and the arms and the fingers. Any tension through your neck, your head, your upper body, away through your torso down into your pelvis, away through your glutes, your thighs and your hips, spreading down. Next out breath, any tension flowing away through the knees, away through the feet, away through the floor. So the whole body is feeling nicely energized. Quite well worked out, I think, through the glutes today and the abs. And thank you very much. So we're going to stop the recording.